One of the most helpful features of the Equil pump is the bolus calculator. This feature can make a bolus size suggestion after we test our blood glucose level and enter the amount of carbohydrates that we will be eating, keeping our blood glucose levels within the target range. Bolus calculator determines the amount of insulin required to compensate for elevated blood glucose levels associated with carbohydrate intake as meal bolus. In addition, a correction bolus is added to bring current blood glucose levels to the target range. And if you have recently taken a bolus, there could still be active insulin in your body. Thus, the bolus calculator will automatically subtract the amount of the active insulin from the total suggested bolus dose. This feature is switched off by default. And to activate it, from the home screen, press Settings, Blood Glucose Settings. Turn it on. You'll see 5 settings displayed. This is a caution. These values should be adjusted in consultation with your healthcare professional. Target blood glucose range. Set the default target blood glucose range. It is a user setting confirmed by the attending physician. The Equil pump provides the ability to set different target ranges for different time periods. You may notice that the calculator takes into account the average adjusted value. Carbohydrate ratio, ICR. This refers to how many carbohydrates can be broken down per unit of insulin and is used to calculate the amount of insulin needed for meal bolus. Since everyone has a different metabolism, set this value under the guidance of your healthcare professional. It is also possible to set different carbohydrate ratios for different time periods. Insulin sensitivity factor, ISF, which indicates how much your blood glucose level may drop after taking 1 unit of insulin. Each person's values are different, so consult your healthcare professional. ISF can also be set for different time periods. And even if you have recently taken a bolus, you may still have active insulin in your body, as insulin normally absorbs into the body within 4 to 6 hours. This value must also be determined by your doctor. Reverse correction. If it is off, bolus calculator will consider a correction bolus only if your current blood glucose is higher than the target range. However, if it is on, a correction bolus is always calculated. The default setting is on, but your doctor can change it if necessary. Once we've adjusted the settings and understood all the inputs, we can use the bolus calculator quickly and easily. Despite all the information that it requires to function, the calculator itself is simple to use. Only 2 inputs are needed to make the bolus size suggestion: current blood glucose level and the amount of carbohydrates that you will be eating. On the home screen, select Action. Then click Enter BG reading to bring up the manual entry screen. Using the plus and minus buttons, enter your blood glucose reading. Select the appropriate tag: before, after exercise, before, after meal, and press Save. When the dialog box appears, we choose OK to save the result. We notice that the bolus calculator button's color changes from gray to green, indicating that it has been activated. Moreover, the internal PDA blood glucose meter can also activate the bolus calculator. If the display is on, insert an Exactive EQ test strip and the blood glucose meter screen will appear. Apply enough blood sample. Then the screen will count down 5 seconds. The test results will be displayed, and the bolus calculator button will turn green after a blood glucose reading has been recorded. Note, your blood glucose reading is only valid for 10 minutes. If you do not issue a bolus within 10 minutes of your test, please test again. Now, press the bolus calculator button. It will ask you, will you be eating now? If you choose yes, a dialog box will pop up asking you to enter the amount of carbohydrates. You can estimate the amount of carbohydrates contained in your food by reading the food packaging, consulting carbohydrate counting books, or phone apps. You can also refer to the PDA's food library. Enter the total amount of carbohydrates that you intend to eat and press OK. The next page is a suggested bolus screen. At the top of the screen is a suggested bolus size. The middle of the screen contains the calculation parameters. At the bottom of the screen are action buttons. The suggested bolus amount appears automatically in the bolus amount area. Pressing the number will open up a dialog box that will allow us to change the number for any consideration that your physician deems suitable for you, or use it as is. The Details button will open a window that describes how the suggested bolus was calculated in detail. By pressing the Start button, we can administer the bolus dose. Alternatively, we may use the extended bolus option as explained in the bolus video. However, if we choose No in the Will You Be Eating Now confirmation dialog box, the meal bolus will not be considered. Please note that all the information in the video is intended to explain the functionality of the Equil Pump Bolus Calculator function only. However, the parameters needed for the bolus calculator to function are ultimately decided by the attending physician and after receiving training from Microtech Medical's accredited bodies. Diabetes Cloud. Live with freedom.